Hey, beer people.
What's up, y'all? Brooklyn Brothers here tonight, and we got a special interview lined up. We got the guys from Isabelle's Gift here. We got Jason.
What's up?
Chris.
Hey.
James. And where's the rest of your guys at?
I don't know.
Alright, I know you guys are doing a concert in June. We're fucking glad that you guys are inviting us to check it out. Just tell us a little more about it, man. Like,
Yeah, what do y'all have going on, man?
Yeah.
Where's it at? Just, you know.
The details.
But yeah, I'm bad with dates, dude. June 28th,
June 28th,
the
the
new
Brookland
Brookland Tavern.
Alright. New Brookland Tavern, if you're local, you know what that is. If you're not local, we'll put a link, man. Travel, if you might be rich, you might be watching this shit like, man, I got money. I'm just gonna travel down and see the Brooklyn Brothers and this fucking Isabelle's Gift band down to the show. So fucking.
And where else are you guys touring at? I know.
Oh yeah, that's our summer tour. We're
Yeah.
play,
Summer tour.
we're playing at New Brookland Tavern in Columbia, and then we're gonna be playing in Charleston the next night.
See?
Nice.
At
And
the
we're
Hive.
gonna be present there, and it's gonna be an
So-
exclusive Brooklyn Brothers.
Yeah, if you're in
Isabelle's Gift.
Charleston, check it out.
Only if you guys have to bring Bongzilla.
Oh,
yes.
Bongzilla. Yeah, we got it.
Yes.
We'll do the
down,
beer
right?
bong. We'll do
Bongzilla
it,
is
man.
there,
Got to.
man.
All right.
Got to
It's
do
the only
the
thing will
Bongzilla.
fit in the car.
Our fans are foolish. Now, they think they can handle a beer bong.
I know. We watched a few videos, man. Saw you have a lot of booze related, you know,
I
stuff,
think
T-shirts.
almost like
and
a
all.
wrestling angle. Like I think we should bring you guys in our federation and let
Oh,
you
yeah.
show them what Bongzilla can
We'll
do.
do it. Yeah,
That's what's up,
yeah.
man.
We'll introduce it, man.
We got a two-way
man.
also.
Yeah, we got a two-way.
Not like that.
Yeah, well, we got
We're talking about beer still.
yeah, two-way water bong. Water
Let's
bong.
keep it in the
Beer
family.
bong. Excuse the shit. I'm like two-way water bong. Two-way beer bong.
Two-way
yeah.
water bong.
I know. I'm like, whoa, that's not what. This is the Brewski
You're
Brothers.
gonna have
here.
that fucking duck sound like.
Yeah, this whole
Yeah,
interview, man. I know. Yeah. So back kind of to the whole interview shit, man. What inspired the name, man? The name of the band, the idea behind it. You know, I know y'all started what 1991.
Shit, I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, it was long. It was
time
long
ago.
enough, man. They've been doing the shit, man.
Yeah.
Doing the shit.
I mean,
But what
it was-
inspired the name? Do
It
you
was
can you
back in
recall that part?
like the first Lollapalooza days, like I think the early '90s, like right around there. And yeah, I mean, for any punk rock fans that might watch this, we had a gig. Our first gig was with a band called Anti-Scene.
Okay,
And,
nice.
You know, in the South, man, those guys were real punk rock, like not that Green Day shit.
Right, real,
Yeah.
like real
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
like,
Anti-Scene were fucking- yeah, I mean, those guys were the forefathers of you know, like Southern Sludge and all that shit, man.
Right.
And our first gig was with those guys, and at one point G.G. Allen was supposed to be on the bill. And we just had to come up with the name, and at the time, one of the guys that was in the band thought he might have caught something from someone. He kept referring to it as a gift.
I've heard about that.
And
the gift that keeps on giving.
yeah.
And I'm guessing the name of the person in question, possibly.
No.
Or-
We just kind of threw some names in a hat. It's
Okay.
funny because I didn't really want to go with it, but I was still like, you know, it wasn't. Yeah. But yeah.
It happened.
Yeah, it happened. It was drawn out of a hat, like I don't know, 50
That's
years
badass.
ago.
It is,
And that
Well,
was
it's either Isabelle's Gift or Firestarter. So.
Fire starter, yeah, you know, damn, that's that firecracker.
You think about other bands you were in.
Yeah. You're a Prodigy. I'm joking.
Pet Shop Boys was taken.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. If you guys individually, if you could work with any artist, who would you want to work
Yeah,
with?
what artist, man? Just
I think that Sasha Grey is doing some very innovative stuff with music. And,
That's what's up.
You know, really, those songs are good, and yeah, I don't know. Like I'm a big Melons, Mike Patton kind of guy. We do more straightforward kind of rock stuff. My dream thing is a guy named Brant Bjork. Used to drum for a band called Caius.
Google that shit.
Yeah, no, Brant Bjork is smooth shit, man.
Google it. You know, I'm
Yeah.
Googling when I'm.
I know.
I'll hook you guys up.
I'm
with
like,
the
yo,
guys.
yeah.
Hinda 65, YouTube Hinda 65 by
65.
Brant Bjork.
Don't mind the fuzz, we'll burn 'em up. We're so bad when we fuck it up.
Something like that for me.
Yeah,
I
for
don't know.
sure.
What about you?
I like to probably jam with either Corey Taylor from Stone Sour and Slipknot.
I'm so innocent and you can't put a price on me.
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
I think it's a great songwriter.
I grew up. Listen, I love Slipknot, man. That was my shit.
Plus he can sing. Which
That dude
you,
can sing,
yeah,
and-
you're in a band with me.
He does sing
you
well.
could be, do something with somebody that can
It's
sing.
kind of funny because the other guy I want to jam with would be Prince, like you just said.
My go-to would be somebody like Billy Duffy or something. I don't think I would do
You-
much
no.
collaborating. Just go.
Yeah.
Just stare.
You're cool.
I know growing up you were a big Gene Simmons fan,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So that leads to my next question, you know, about
Yeah,
you
a lot
know,
of- you said you
what
did a lot of
made you want to
makeup,
start
or-
making music, you know, like, and I'll start with you and I'll work my way down, I guess.
When I was a kid, my dad played guitar, listened to a lot of like 60s and 70s rock, and that was kind of cool. My cousin Willie had all the Kiss records at his house, and I went over to his house and he's like, got Kiss albums and like showing me the covers and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, man, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I
They
don't
started
know.
to kiss.
Then they started to kiss.
Is this how it works?
And, you know, coming up in the 80s and stuff like that, I got to see some bands play, and I saw some like a few bands of Rockefellers. And I
So
was like,
seeing
man,
the
this-
live show, really.
Yeah, it was awesome. The energy behind
Yeah.
it and the music, and
That's a feeling that
it
people
was,
just.
it was really cool, man. And plus, there were a lot of chicks involved. So.
Yeah, and that's always fun too. That's fun. What made you want to start getting behind the microphone, man?
I didn't really want to. Like, I wanted to play
I
guitar.
know you said you had trouble. You
I wanted to play
you
guitar.
said you realized that the frontmen,
Yeah.
you know, usually dickheads or whatever.
Yeah, no, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Like,
Hey, yeah, they are. You know, it's like,
I'm not excluding myself at all. No, man. I had a weird journey through music because I think I was like the first music I loved, like really loved, was old school hip hop, and that's when it wasn't even hip hop yet. Like I was really into Curtis Blow and Houdini and CFO.
yeah, I love that.
Out with another man. She runs off with him to Japan. And the IRS said they want cat.
And during that time period, some of the guys at my school, like there was a guy in shop class with, and he hooked me up with a Pub Gimme album.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, Chuck D changed
Yeah,
everything
changed-
for me.
yeah, absolutely.
And I
like
got
that.
into metal via She Watched Channel Zero.
She goes channel to channel, home looking for that hero. She watched Channel Zero.
Like I discovered Slayer through PE back in the day, and I became much more of like a metal and then a punk guy. But it's funny because I was, you know, like the first time I heard like Aerosmith and knew the song was Run DMC, right? When they did the Walk This Way.
Right, absolutely.
So
That
I
was
came into
great,
it a different
too.
way, and then I you know, and I was a punk shitty kid, so I wouldn't listen to classic rock until like later. So I kind of just discovered everything sort of backwards. But now when we started the band, I didn't want to sing at all. I wanted to play guitar, but I'm just legitimately not good enough. And
So you initially were a guitar player and then wanted to start a band and ended up.
yeah, well, I think it came through. It was before Jason was in the band, but I think I was actually trying to show like some guys we were trying out for a singer, like no, and I'm holding guitar and singing, and like no, try to do like this, and you know the guys
Yeah,
said,
I
"Make it
understand
leaves." I was
that.
like, what the fuck are we doing? Like you're
Yeah.
gonna sing, and it was like, okay, well
I
until we
understand
find a
that.
guy, sure.
All right, I'll step in.
But see, I'm kind of the same way with our stuff. Like I'm so like particular about certain shit. I'm like, I just fuck it, I'll do it. I'll be the one filming it. I'll be, you know, like I'd rather like, you know, and it's kind of it works because you have a
Yeah.
vision. For
And
it,
imagine
you know?
how much it'd break your heart if you realized, like, oh shit, like being a hammer's not really my thing, like just pushing the buttons. Like,
Yeah.
like I was just like, I didn't want to be the singer, man. This guy's the douche.
But that's what you gotta do,
and,
man.
yeah, and then that's what I was best at out of those things.
And I know originally you were a bass player, right?
Yeah, that's when I started.
You started,
Yeah.
and then you got a Les Paul and you changed your life or whatever. Tell us a little bit about that. man.
Well, like Jason, my dad played guitar too. Still
Okay.
to this day,
Yeah.
he's got a band, and he always tried to get me into it, but whatever.
Right.
He'd show me a song here or there, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I had a buddy that bought a guitar, and he was like, man, you got all this equipment laying around. I need somebody to play bass
Yeah.
while I play guitar. So I just picked it up, and he kind of showed me how to play some stuff, and just kind of went from there.
Yeah, he was
so-
playing bass when we first saw him, and that's my thing. Is like we're a little different than a lot of other even straightforward rock acts, just because I think I base what I do more off of rhythm than I do the guitar.
Right. That's
and,
cool.
And
man.
he was a bass player, and that's kind of why I wanted him on a rhythm guitar. Was to
add that vibe to
stay
it.
in that pocket there. And
As far as like when you guys have been on tour, and I know you guys have been with a bunch of different bands, but what's some of the, like one of the points that just stood out to you guys? Like,
Like
it could be
as a band.
crazy, funny, good, you know, surreal, whatever.
And it might be
you know?
different for each of y'all.
Yeah.
You know, as
I
a
think-
whole, even, you know, as a.
I think one of the coolest things we did, we were actually asked to come do a radio show in New York City with Dee Snider from
Yeah.
Twisted Sister.
Oh, dude, I freaking love these.
That's
guys.
dope. That is dope.
That is
man.
sick.
It was so badass. We walked up and when we were walking in.
So you got to meet them and hang out.
yeah,
and all
we're
that
hanging
shit.
out. We walked in the room. Barbara Walters was standing right there. I was like, "Hey, Barbara Walters."
You're like,
and we went and we did an interview and stuff with Dee Snider, and
Yes,
we
yes,
set up and we played a live a couple
Dee
live
Snider and
songs.
Debbie Rashawn, if anybody's like a B-grade horror movie fan, that was just, I gotta interject, like, Debbie Rashawn was kind of a big deal because fucking horror movies. Go ahead, so.
But the Dee Snider thing, we played a couple songs with them. I mean, played a couple songs live,
Right.
and we're hanging out, and then Twisted Sister comes in and is
Oh,
playing live
man.
after us. And I was like, wow, this is unbelievable.
That is surreal, man.
That is
That
sick.
was really cool.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Would
They
you
were
would
really
you agree
cool.
with that? Is that?
I don't know,
What do y'all
think?
think,
What I
man?
mean for you? Like, what
I grew up listening to Twisted Sister, so that's sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
just
I mean,
just a
it's
cool
like,
time.
I mean,
Yeah.
whether it's
Just like
somebody
something that
else
just
or,
sticks out in your head, man.
Yeah, Kiss.
Yeah.
Kiss.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna ask us about that, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'll say that I think that the most important part. I mean, like we've played with a lot of amazing bands, like bands that it's just awesome to say. We did David Allan Coe and Marilyn Manson,
That's sick.
and the
dude.
Dwarves,
That is sick.
But,
yeah, absolutely.
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock, who was really fucking
That
cool.
was
Yeah, I like his. I like what he
Pretty laid
when he
back.
first came out and stuff,
Dude,
man.
they
The
were
shit he was
so
doing, man.
amazing. Yeah, no, double
Oh.
lot of cause is
Yes,
yeah.
that's my shit. I
Yeah,
love
that
that. Like
stuff,
that's the kind of shit I like. That's just
Yeah,
all
we'll
I
get
like.
into that later.
We'll get into that later, man.
Yeah.
Music
Yeah.
gets exciting
We're doing a
around
fucking
here,
interview
man.
right
We're doing
now.
a fucking interview.
We opened for a band called Caius. And Caius was, for me, like one of the most inspirational bands ever.
Really?
Like if you'd never heard Black Sabbath before and someone explained to you like this is what they sound like, real earthy and thick and
Right.
heavy and melodic, and
Absolutely.
that's what that band was doing, and they kind of created the whole stoner rock movement.
Wow.
And we got to open to those guys in a club called Rockefellers, which is also an extremely important thing in all of our childhood. So it was just a culmination of like open for that band in that club in that era. I mean,
Oh,
like
yeah.
music was amazing in the '90s. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like the '70s were obviously amazing.
I mean,
too.
yeah,
this
obviously,
era's-
they played, every era
it
plays
was
their
awesome
part.
to
you
be
know.
part of. There was a huge scene here in Columbia. Like it was, people don't understand. It was
Oh,
totally
totally.
different back then. And so to open for that for that band in that time is absolutely the pinnacle for me.
And to
I got-
piggyback on what he was saying about the whole Columbia scene back in the day, it was like revolved around 5 Points and Rockefellers and Elbow Room, and there were like different genres of bands like all over the place. People like Daniel Howe, Treadmill Trackstar, bands that like grew up with us. And like my first show, Isabelle's Gift, we opened for Hootie the Blowfish at
That's
the
sick.
Township
That's
Auditorium.
cool. That's cool, man.
And that's another highlight of being in the band. It was crazy. Start throwing down, packed full of
That's
people.
sick, dude.
And
Yeah.
my friend here falls on my feet.
I
And
fell
I'm
on my
like,
face in the first song.
That's how'd that happen? I gotta ask about that.
I didn't even fucking. I think I
Did you fall or?
Yeah, no,
Were
I mean,
you
my-
so excited? You're like, I'm gonna headbutt the fucking floor.
Yeah, no, it was
Rock and roll,
oh,
like-
God, it was not planned. No, I think the way I remember it, and it's fuzzy, but I think I just ran out and tripped over a monitor. I mean, it was that simple. Like we started the song,
Yeah.
like I'm hauling ass out, and it was just like.
Damn. Well, that's cool.
That's
though.
how
Yeah,
the
you
shit
just
was
played
like,
off good,
and the
man.
difference was
Yeah.
at the time we were much more of a punk band back then, and the difference I remember thinking because like I flat on my face and I stand up and I'm used to being in punk clubs where everybody's just going nuts and with you, and I remember looking up and everybody looked horrified and worried. for me.
Make sure you're okay.
And I was just like, holy shit,
That's
these guys
funny,
have no
man.
idea what we're used to.
Yeah.
And,
and
you
then
know,
we get the final note of the first song, and that place goes, wow. And I was like,
yeah, it was
really?
funny. It was funny. It was different.
That's it.
We were not used to that environment.
What do you feel about rock and roll's current status? You know, now like in culture, like that. You know, the current status of rock.
Well,
Jason, that sounds like a wonderful question for you.
well,
Well,
there's a lot of really good rock and roll in the world. The only thing is like it's not like the mainstream thing that's going on in the
That's
States
I,
now.
just to interject. I believe that's with music in general right now. Music, you know, multi all genres. It's not the mainstream. It's underground. Mainstream is very controlled media. You
Music
know what I'm
on the-
saying?
right.
We had this
Music on the
discussion
radio.
already.
We had discussion. Mainstream is very controlled media, and
Right.
like mainstream music, news, anything. You know, if it's on TV, it's controlled, and that's art suppressed. You know, in a sense, to me, and the
Right.
real art, and like you said, it's underground artists. You know, people that aren't in the mainstream. You know, the rock and roll bands, stuff like stuff y'all are doing. You know, it's
There's-
real. You
There's
know.
a lot of good rock and roll. We have a lot of good rock here in the States. You know, there's like these shows that happen in Europe and in Asia and
Yeah,
in
Europe has.
Australia.
They really
it's-
support
Europe
music.
is
They support
amazing.
music over there, man.
You know?
I think that we're going through. I mean, it's
Hip hop is
hills
really
and
popular right
valleys.
now, which is
And the same thing with hip hop because I download just as much music as everybody else does. And
Hey, sorry, Lars.
Allegedly.
Sorry, Lars. Hey, you know, my bad. I ain't trying to step my
Write
Lars.
another
Sorry.
good fucking album, Lars.
Yeah.
No, man. I mean, like I just, you know, I'm at the age now, and it goes up and down, and I think we're in that valley. I think a great thing is happening with music right now, both with hip hop and rock and jazz and. Full
Like I
which
said,
they're
all
bastardizing.
genres, man.
But I think that right now, like the internet is really doing an amazing thing where we're all able to gain access to really, really incredible art. Artists are going to have to catch up with the fact and the notion that this isn't just ours to make money off of anymore. And that's something people are going to have to come to terms with in the next 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do think that in the next 5 to 10 years, what you're going to see is a reemergence of people wanting to see these kind of bands in their area, and they'll come out of their homes again. I don't think we're there yet. I think we're just in that phase where people are starting to go.
Starting to
"Oh,
open up because people getting tired of the same shit. You know,
like I said, it's on the radio.
every day someone new's getting turned on to a new underground, you know, artist, whether it's
Yeah.
hip hop, rock, you know, indie music, whatever it is. You know, I all the time see it and.
When you're not getting paid huge bucks for it,
Well, it's
you
a
know
lot
you're
more. I
passionate
think it's a
about
lot
it,
more
you know?
simple than that, though. It really is a lot more simple than that. If you're hearing it on the radio, so many people have money invested in that band.
Absolutely.
Mostly that those songs have been altered and they're not done by. I wouldn't say not done by artists. There's some really good people that are actually still on the radio, but
Sure.
But there's so many hands in the pot. It's got to pass through so many people saying, okay,
It's
okay,
manufactured.
I'm good with
It's
that.
just
Yeah.
manufactured
And so-
ass shit.
And so the music that we're talking about, that's a little bit more underground that we're discovering online, you're not getting as many hands. It's not passing
It's
through
raw.
enough people to screw it the fuck up.
Right.
And to lose that heart and soul that we kind of really dig.
That's what people want. Yeah, and I think that's why it's like an uprising, even with the craft beer game.
Oh yeah.
You know, right now people like are really big on trying craft beer.
and it's crazy,
not
man,
drinking
like-
Budweiser, you know.
Yeah, not to get off that topic, but like even look at companies like Budweiser. Budweiser's huge, right? All of a sudden they're trying to pull back to be like, hey man, we got craft beer. Here's Bud Light or Budweiser
Budweiser
Black
Black.
Crown.
Yeah.
Really?
You know, Beck's,
When
you know,
did you
people
used to
trying
care about this?
right.
But, you know?
But the flow of the whole thing will be they'll
Yeah.
finally nail one that's good enough that enough people will fucking drink
Oh
it.
yeah.
But then they'll need to make more money off of it because they finally got those people hooked. And another several years, this type of beer will come back around. It'll flow in these
Yeah,
circles
oh,
because
yeah.
capitalism is
Right,
flowing.
and that's why craft beer is getting so like micro-brews, because Budweiser's black, decent beer,
It's
but
good beer.
it's
I'm
nothing
not gonna lie,
compared
yeah,
to
it's
a Widmer Brothers brew. This
Right.
is a micro-brew. You can't compare that to it, you know what I'm saying? And people are starting to realize that, like, damn, we have people hit us up, like, I didn't know that there's good beer like that, you know?
Yeah, and the good thing about society is that I don't know anything about beer, but now I've got a friend like you that I can be like, hey man, like I'm gonna pick up a good fucking case this weekend. What am I gonna do? And the same thing with music. I have a million. I would say a million. I got several hundred friends that legitimately I've turned on to so many new bands, and it's I know a lot about music, so I turn my friends on to music.
Right.
Like and you spread
And
that
that's why
too.
we're
Like you
here,
guys
yeah.
are doing this
Yeah.
with the beer, man. You're gonna let me know like what good beers.
Right, yeah,
And
definitely.
we've had a lot of people, man, that only drank liquor or, like I said, people thought beer was like, Bud Light or Coors Light. It's crazy. That so many people do. And we've turned them on to this and they're like, I didn't even know a beer could even taste like that.
Yeah.
And even a lot of females, just quit ranting, but real quick, like women are like, I don't like beer. Like we've talked to so many women, I don't like beer. No, you haven't found a beer that you've liked yet. If you guys can tour anywhere in the world, like where would you want to tour at?
Europe.
I know it's outside Europe, right? Let's say from your previous.
The festivals they have over there are unbelievable. The lineups and the things, I read them on lineup and like every day on Facebook. Like, man, I cannot believe this.
And the support is amazing.
For me,
love it, man.
For me personally, Europe, just because there's a bigger history of fans of music, kind of like we're sort of doing. I mean, like heavy rock that's melodic, but kind of got a punk edge to it.
Who do people compare you guys to the most?
If anybody.
If anybody.
If anybody.
Yeah.
Fuck, I wish people would tell me that more. Like I really don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I hear like comparisons to like old school like GNR and like southern rock influence.
Okay.
I'm sure people would compare you to Slash a lot with your old school hair, dude.
Yeah, they sure did. And
You got a mud vein kind of vibe.
Yeah.
man,
Do I?
with hair.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just like,
And I
like
know
your
I'd
appearance
like
wise.
to apologize for that. That's
No,
all.
I know, I'm sorry though.
I apologize to you guys.
I'm sorry.
You guys Southern rock too. You guys, I know you guys were like Leonard Skinner fans and shit like that too. Right?
Yeah, we saw you.
I love
It
Leonard
was,
Skinner.
you know.
I'm a huge Skinner fan, but like I think I mentioned earlier, like the weird thing for me was I got into Skinner after punk. Like I had to learn that like
Like you
most
said, you went
cats.
backwards.
Well, most cats in the
Yeah.
South had Skinner completely wrong. They don't understand what those songs are about.
Right,
they were
right,
extremely
absolutely.
progressive.
Absolutely,
I mean, even more
absolutely.
so than me at times. So like, I love those guys. I think that they were a lot more punk rock than people realize. Like they were really doing some shit that, there's shit in the lyrics there that was just, kind of deep.
Tell us a little bit about your work on Jimmy Pop's label, and didn't y'all do some work with Ville Vallo?
Yeah, well, we met Bloodhound Gang.
Cause I love Bloodhound, I think everybody loves Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah.
It's comedic.
It's
Yeah.
funny
Good
music.
shit, man.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot to those guys. Well, I'm friends with them, so of course I'm gonna think that.
Yeah, but I listened to their album front to back. Like in high school, that was my
loved them.
shit.
The
You know,
thing
like
was
I was
we
just
met
like-
them because we loved them. Like they were coming through, and once again, the Club Rock fellas will mention a million times. Like in the South, we were really lucky to have that club. They were coming through town, and I was helping do promotion for the club at the time, and I was already a fan of theirs. Was playing them a lot, and the owner of the club, Art Burke, at the time was a little bit worried about booking them, and we were already drawing pretty well at the time. And I was just like, dude, we'll open for them for free. I'll let you keep the money from the door. Just book them.
Just to bring them in.
And so we did that to bring our crowd to the show.
That's what's
to help bring
absolutely,
and we did that with a lot of bands. A lot of people know we did that a lot through the '90s. And so we played with them that night, and we hit it off really well. And back then they had much more of a Beastie Boys vibe.
Yeah, no, I can
This
see
was-
that too.
This was
yeah.
back. I think Use Your Fingers was the most recent record they had at the time, and they were great guys, like into the same shit we were, like really into pop culture, and
They seem like cool cats, man.
Yeah.
Like for real. That's what I mean. Really,
They seem like
I'm
they-
slightly
they-
envious. I'm not much of a starstruck kind of person, but
no,
that'd be
they
dope
were
to hang out
fucking
with those cats,
amazing,
you know,
and we
like,
talked to them,
dope.
and I think Jim and I talked back in the hotel room that they were staying at that night, and we exchanged numbers and addresses, and as they got bigger and bigger, he would send me things,
that's
just
right.
like, and he would call me every once in a while and be like, hey man, just keep the rights on your t-shirts and do this and that. And he got in touch with me at one point, and then there was a bidding war going on with them, and I think Maverick was involved, and at that point I was just like, yeah, they're good, but I just don't know if I'm believing this shit. And then a matter of months later, man, like they're on MTV.
I know,
Right.
mainstream.
One Fierce Beer Coaster came out, and they're like, hey.
Yeah, Firewater Burn was. I remember watching it happen, and you see something like that happen to someone that you consider a friend, and it was amazing.
That's like
and
surreal,
exciting.
man.
And
Yeah,
It's
surreal.
exciting. Yeah.
and they called me that first time. I was like, hey man, you want to go on the road with us? It was just like, holy
Like, yeah,
shit.
absolutely.
Right. And then the crowd fucking hated us, and I think that drove the whole thing. We were more of a punk band, and best time of my life.
But that's still cool, man.
That's sick.
Y'all did do that track with Vallo.
Phil Valor on American Idol.
Was that cool? I mean, was was he just like some emo kid? Like,
No, he was.
No.
You know, I don't know. Like, I honestly never listened to him. Like, I had friends in high school listen to him, but like they were kind of my weird friends.
Yeah,
You know, so I didn't like.
Well,
And
he
I was
walked
weird
in,
out
you were
myself, but I was just like,
and
heavy metal,
himself and
Slipknot
pride.
shit. Yeah.
No, he was really fucking
Very
cool.
cool.
As a matter of fact, like
Didn't you say he was badass at pool or some shit? Yeah.
we
Pool
were
shark, man.
it was right when we got signed to Universal, and I don't think that we were really like on the level that those guys were. I mean, like he came in to record a song with us and did his damnedest to kind of help us out. And I think we picked like the most weird Southern sounding song on the record.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
we got really good lyrics to it. That's why.
No, the lyrics are really good, and it was just like, man, we had songs that were a lot more similar to what he was doing, and we were just like, no, he's gonna do backup vocals, so get him on something he wouldn't normally do, and he handled it like a champ. Like in retrospect, like I fucking feel bad for him.
Like I'm a dick.
Being in this
No,
studio,
yeah.
it wasn't even that. It was just like,
Yeah.
my vision, and I should have recognized, like, oh my god, this guy knows
This
a lot
guy's
more than
huge,
me.
yeah.
Let's see what he's got to say. Yeah, I wish we'd have learned a little bit more when he was in there. I would have.
I thought that he'd seen the lyrics and really dug some of the stuff that you've written because it was cool. And
It was funny.
The funny thing about we did the recording, we were in there for like 4 hours, I'm like, okay, let's go do some Jaegers. And went to this bar across
That's
the
what's
street,
up.
and we did some shots of Jaeger. And like, oh, what do you want to do now? Oh, well, let's go to Bam's house. So we went over to Bam's house.
That's so sick.
And
Yeah.
it was me,
Yeah,
Chris,
it was a
Jimmy
long
Pop,
night.
and Villa Valor. Went over there, got to Bam's house. It was really weird too because I'm going to Bam Margera's house, man.
Right.
To be set up.
Yeah, that place is.
His girlfriend was like trying to find stuff to mix for us to drink. It was really weird.
It's just regular ass like.
They were really fucking great.
They were
That's
really
dope,
good.
man.
Like, it
That's
was a
so
lot of
dope.
fun.
Like, that's something that's pretty badass.
And
Like, have you guys ever had dirty water? This is crazy.
Villa whipped my ass and pulled. I'm like, how the fuck is this little tiny bitch fucking kicking me? I mean, bam, done.
Anytime you got a jukebox with Clutch on it, like you're the fucking
Yeah.
man. You know, like it was a lot of fun hanging out with those guys.
So tell us a little more when you're on tour with Kiss, man. Like,
Or when you open, y'all
open
for
for
it?
Yeah.
said he loved me.
It's kind of funny. We're at home, and his cousin actually sent me a message on Facebook like, "There's a contest for you guys to open up for Kiss, or for a band open for Kiss. All you need to do is be voted into it." And Chris was like, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah.
And his cousin actually like set it up so people started voting and
Yeah.
so we started promoting it, and we like, yeah, it'd be kind of cool if we opened up for Kiss. And,
Oh yeah.
we had votes from Korea, from Norway. Like, it was really
That's
weird.
badass.
crazy.
And so it was top 4 bands.
Top 5, and then Kiss picked. It was every 22 unsigned bands, 22 cities.
Oh wow. And then what you have to do?
And
Like,
you could only go to
Yeah.
one. You could only go to one. You could pick
See, I
one
remember
city
this shit.
to like we picked Charlotte because it was closest.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was the only place we could get voted to play.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know my little punk rock ass was like when they first told me I was just like, look, I don't want to be part of this. I don't like, I don't want to do
So
contests,
commercial.
you know.
No, yeah.
You know, like it wasn't even that. It's just like well, I've never done about all the bands.
Right.
Like you
Yeah.
know, the entire time I've been in a band, I've never done one. I
Like a
refused to do
competition.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like we actually played one, and we were like, we'll do it, but we're not going to be part of the competition. We'll just play.
Oh, that's cool.
And you know, so I was going to be part of it. You know, like a few days later, like everyone's getting in touch with me. Like, you see, you're winning this Kiss thing where you're going to open for them. I'm like, okay, well, let's see where this
Yeah.
shit goes. Yeah.
Share.
So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So please vote.
Yeah.
And you know, so it's funny how quickly you'll go back in your punk rock moral.
Yeah.
And
That sounds.
it went on and on and on, and I was hanging out one day, I got a phone call from a friend of ours named Kay, and she's like, "Hey, you guys won," and I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" So we win the contest, and we go to for Kiss in Charlotte, and we get there, and everything that you could imagine, like as far as rock stardom, happened. Like, we got to the gate, they're like, "Hey, you guys come park right over here."
That's
and we went
that's
to park.
awesome.
I'm like, "Are there any rules?" Like, yeah, you can't smoke by that trailer. I'm like, "Why not?" Because that's where the pyro is. I'm like, "Okay, no problem."
Hey, I'm not gonna
I'm
lie,
okay with
shit
that.
up.
Yeah.
If you're gonna drink on stage, if you spill anything, you're gonna clean it up. So we didn't drink on stage.
Yeah, I would have like, oh.
It's kind of neat.
I don't know.
I would have had a helmet.
But,
I would have had a beer helmet.
Yeah.
The best thing about it though is like our equipment was put up and set down, and we had no idea it happened.
We weren't allowed to touch it.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
and yeah, fucking from a punk rock guy, I loved it. It was great.
Me
You know,
too.
like, holy
Yeah.
shit, pamper us, man.
Yeah,
I'll take
please,
it.
please,
Yeah,
please,
bring it on,
please,
man.
please.
I,
You're like,
you know,
Paint me like one of
I'm
your
used to
French
not
girls,
hearing myself in the
yeah.
monitors, and you know,
Yeah,
like,
we met Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley backstage.
That's
and-
sick.
and,
That's always, that's something like
it
an
was
experience,
cool.
man. Regardless, I stopped liking Kiss when I was like 13, but like I'd still be like, hell yeah, fucking I met Kiss.
Well,
Like,
of course,
like,
yeah.
Because that's like legends. Like I appreciate what they did.
Yeah,
for
they're
music,
iconic,
you know, like
yeah.
it's iconic. Like that's so badass.
yeah, to show you my age, I thought those dudes had fucking superpowers, man. Like
Yeah.
that special came on TV in the 70s.
Because they had
and,
comic
like,
books
me
out.
and my
man.
buddies were
But then-
arguing
but
about
then-
which
yeah.
one could shoot a
But then
beam
you
at
watch
the
it
time.
now and it's like star power. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
there you
I don't
go.
know
Come
about
on,
that.
man.
Dude, it was badass.
Oh yeah,
You know
no.
who's more badass? Shannon Tweed.
She was there,
Oh, hell yeah.
up close.
I mean, he's like,
He's like,
that's what's up.
No,
You're
they,
like-
they were really nice guys.
I
It's
got
kind of funny.
nothing.
We went and got our picture taken with them and stuff, and we walked in and standing around, and Gene Simmons was like, "I had long hair." He grabbed my hair and pulled on me. I was like, "It ain't coming off, dude."
like yours might come off old
Yeah.
timer, but my shit's staying.
Oh, I'm taking Ford for his shit to stay.
Paul Simmons was like, "Did anybody ever tell you you're like Gene?" I was like, "Yes,
Yeah.
You're like, thank you. Yeah.
I'll take a picture of me and Gene.
I have." That was cool, man. They
Can my
were-
bank account look like Gene's?
Yeah.
Just lick my face. We'll take a photo. Right?
It was cool, man.
But that's cool, man. We really appreciate y'all coming out, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is like one of the most exciting interviews we've done.
Like I said, man, we're hella dope
That's
about
wild.
like
The 28th, man, we're doing the show. We're
Yeah.
gonna film and
When
stuff.
it's not
We'll
done.
have shit for y'all to watch.
June
Bongzilla. You
Yes,
guys know?
yes.
I'm telling you what, right now, our fans don't understand. They think that they got more balls than you guys. They don't understand what
No.
you guys are doing
Bongzilla,
here.
Brewski Brothers, man, you gotta come out. If you want to come out to the show and test out Bongzilla, it's a 6-man beer bong. We'll keep filming it until it's out. Last man standing, we'll do them.
Yeah.
Brewski Brothers in it.
We'll do cases. man.
On stage, Isabelle's gift. We're gonna rock it out, man. It's gonna be an epic
Yeah.
weekend. Epic
We
weekend.
might have to.
Thank you so much, man. Y'all were
Yeah.
awesome, man.
It's sick, man. It was really good times, man.
You know, I couldn't look at you in your eyes because of shades, but I felt it, man. So it was good, man. So that is, man. Maybe you learned something.
Sugar Rush thing, too.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't.